And we are live again. Welcome everyone to my Saturday stream. Thanks for joining and hope we have an interesting time. I'm just back here in my base. And I do agree, Dragon. I do agree that there should be more interesting. I'm not sure whether we want to find nuclear weapons. I think that would be somewhat destructive. I wonder what would happen if we had nukes. We'd probably be blowing up our own bases. Last week we did get somewhat interrupted. I think my ISP was doing some nighttime maintenance, so they dropped all the internet connectivity for a fair while. So stream dropped, but I wasn't able to come back. But yeah, that's life. You can't really do much about that. So we are still in the base. How's the audio today? Coming through clearly, I hope. Let's see what we have here. I don't think there's been any real attacks. Nope. Not yet anyway. Well, some frame. Let me get some frames here. Still do have to figure out a good way to walk through here. A little bit annoying to always fall down. So let me get some frames in at least. You mine 100% of your map. Yeah, that doesn't leave very much of interest left. If you've mined everything else. Sounds like a lot of mining. Probably need to get some more wood though as well. To make more spikes. We do have a Horde Night coming up. It's not going to be this stream. If I stream tomorrow, it will be tomorrow's stream though. I just think in general that we want to have more interesting things in the wasteland. I think whether it's better loot or more loot or just higher level loot, but something that makes it worthwhile to go to the wasteland. I don't think right now there is sufficient reason to go to the wasteland. I don't really go there myself either. Simply because you have all the mines, you have the dogs, you have the zombie bears as well. Let's put on the duster. Blowing your structures up. That sounds destructive. If nothing else, we'll probably get a wandering horde here, as always during the morning hours. So gas, I think I was making some more gas though. We could sell those things. What do we have here? A little bit of each. Stone and clay. Let's dump that. We have more stone for the making cement. Sounds like you in real life. I do have enough to make more. Let's just try a little bit. I have a lot of it cooking, but you can never have too much. I do want to make some expansions later on. The base is alright so far during the Horde Nights, but that doesn't mean it's going to be lasting. Unfortunately, the difficulty gets ramped up pretty fast. Let's see if we need to eat something. Food 100, water 94, so no, I guess not. Hold 2 debts. How's my equipment? Boots, chest armor. Let's see what my skills are. Armor crafting. I could increase that one a bit more. Let's see what else there is to health nut. Nah, not at the moment. Knife guy later on would be good. Let's see what else. Range traps. I haven't decided. Science 7. I thought I had. Oh yeah, I can buy it. I'm not sure whether I'll buy that one though. Maybe eventually. Treasure hunter, nah. Shotgun and stuff, probably at some point. Let's do armor crafting. And see if we can get some better armor crafted up as well. Armor makes a fair difference actually when you have it. Let's see here. Leg armor, chest armor. Actually, what? I had some. Oh, so I don't need the leg armor. I need the gloves and the boots. And now we have. I'll use just a lone screamer. Yep. A dead screamer is a good screamer. So anyway, if you haven't really been testing out using armor, it actually makes a fairly huge difference to have a lot of armor and high level armor on your personal durability. I mean, if you look at, you know, this is basically just average, right? So, you know, this is doing about 40 to 45% mitigation plus minus. But that can, you know, once you start boosting that up to, you know, 60, 70, 80, that makes a big difference to when zombies start bashing you over the head. Because it does mean you're taking a lot less damage. And especially against the high level zombies, you know, whether it's cops or whites or especially the feral and radiated ones, they can do massive damage otherwise. If you run into a zombie bear, I think they probably do amongst the highest. I think they do, if I'm not wrong, is 50 damage per hit. And I'm on warrior, so there's an extra, I think 25%. So that'll be in excess of 60 damage per hit if you don't have any armor. But once you get armor, you start mitigating that down to a lot less, and they'll really save you. Let's see if we can get that done here. Alright, that's where. And when it's done, I just like to just melt it down because you get a lot of the iron left. And that really helps. You don't really waste anything. Alright, a bit more left here. So, last time we... let's see here, what did I do last time? We were actually up here looking at some of the stuff, but I did a little bit more down here, and I put in a table, put in a cash register that I had so I can get somewhere to store all my money. A couple bookcases. We need bookcases for the books. Well, you still take damage when you blow things up and you go out fighting, but it's a lot less. It's really big difference. If you checked out my tutorial and guides, I think some of the tests you can even bring it down to something like 10% damage, meaning 1 damage instead of 10 from the standard tier 1 zombies. Hey, Big Bad Civic, how are you doing? So with taking 1 damage instead of 10 from the normal zombies basically means you're going to last a lot longer. And I think that the stun chance, or risk rather, is dependent on the damage that you take. So less damage means you're going to be stunned a lot less as well. So I put a... have I read any of these ones? Quests. Nope, I haven't read any. So actually I should go ahead and read these ones here. Yes, accept, of course. And read and accept. Yes. Let's see what I have. These ones. Rabbits, man-eater. Don't feed the bear. Spider, stag party. Hey, illuminated Onxy. How do I already have concrete? It's day 40. I think I had concrete on day, what was it? Probably around day 10 or something, maybe, plus minus. I mean, concrete. What you need, obviously, you need to concrete. You need to get the concrete mixing. The main thing for Last Day on Earth, I saw it. I've seen it a little bit. I'm gonna have to check it out more as well. So for concrete, you need the concrete mixing skill. Construction tools is easy. Obviously, if you're upgrading and building things with your stone axe, that's easy. Science is relatively easy as well. Usually, it's the mining tool that takes longer. So I always recommend that if you can find iron or iron pickaxe or shovel, start using that so you can start bumping up your mining tools without paying for it in skill points, because that really can take some time otherwise. Also make sure that you are getting your forges going, because that'll let you start crafting your iron picks and iron shovels. And then just spend time at mining underground, because a few nights mining underground or going out mining, gravel or sand. Sand is very good if you're using the iron shovel. The mining tool skill will go up. If you're lucky to find the auger, it'll really go up very fast. Once you have the concrete mixing skill, obviously you want to start crafting the concrete mixer to make the concrete. However, if you're lucky to find a concrete mixer, say at a trader, or I think they might be at some of the PIs as well, then you don't even have to craft a mixer as well. You can basically just use that one to get an early start. But otherwise, if you unlock, getting this is pretty easy as well. I mean, if you find a wrench, getting the mechanical parts, an engine, a spring, is very simple. Just go out and wrench cars. So you should be able to get that relatively quickly. So anyway, I've made a little bit of stuff here just to pretty it up a little bit. Haven't decided really on what windows to do, and that's something that I need a bit of feedback on. These are the windows that you can buy. So I bought a bunch of these ones. They look okay, a little bit dirty. These are the wooden windows you can craft yourself. So of course they look a little bit different, a little bit darker. Here are the business panes that you can make in the forge, which is, color-wise is similar to this one. It just doesn't have the frames. Then you can make these one, which is broken one, so I don't think they look very good either. They are somewhat weird. So I'm sort of leaning towards, let's get back to this one, doing this business pane, or probably this one. This one is not too bad. Coming up on this floor, I just did a little bit of stuff here. I started putting in a bit of a bathtub here with a toilet. Everyone needs to have a toilet, obviously. You like the ones from the trader? Yeah, I kind of like those ones as well, because they're a little bit brighter. These ones are a little bit dark. I mean, they look okay, but they're a bit darker, which is, that just makes everything look dark outside. And of course, we need to have a sink with the brass faucet. Very important, very important. Some lockers to drop in clothing. I'm going to make a balcony or something here as well. I'm thinking about actually expanding. Let me see which side I want to expand. I think it was. Well, I think about expanding this whole thing out a little bit, a few blocks, to give me more space here. Let's see, we can snipe these ones out here. Nope. Alright, I think we got him. No. Right. At least he's dead. Again, double dead. You start insane difficulty. Tips to play insane difficult. Don't get hit. Insane difficulty, I mean, I would say really start getting armor. I think for the insane difficulty, boosting up your wellness is critical. Boosting up your armor crafting so you can get better armor is also critical, because on insane difficulty, zombies do 250% of damage. So you can imagine a normal zombie is not going to do 10 damage, they're going to do 25. And if you take something like a nice little zombie bear, we're talking about 125 damage per hit. So that's really, really painful. I made a video of the game, of how game difficulty impacts the game, including you know, some of the damages and stuff. So if you aren't clear about what happens, then definitely take a look at that one, because it's it's tough. And also the problem with the insane difficulty is that you do 25% damage to the zombies. So you really don't do a lot of damage to the zombies either. They do massive to you, and you do nothing to them. Here I also put in a fireplace. And it was a bit of a tip last time, you know, it looks like the fire is on, right? But it's, as you notice, it's not. So I'm cheating. No, I'm not actually. What it is actually, you can't quite see that. Let's see if I can get it. There's actually a burning barrel underneath. So it gives the continual look of having a fireplace, but it doesn't give any heat, so you don't start heating up. It gives a little bit of light. So there is a little bit of heat. Well, game heat, as in zombie attraction heat. But it means that you don't have to keep feeding the fireplace. And it looks pretty good. The downside, of course, is that you have to do something on the bottom. So I basically placed a plate here. So I'm going to have to paint that one as well. Let's see, I'm going to have another balcony here as well. Let's go out and do a little bit of... we're going to get a horde coming at some point. I was hoping it's going to come out already, but I guess not. I bet the horde is going to come right when I'm out here doing things, as usual. So I normally play on warrior difficulty. The reason being is that I think that insane difficulty, the zombies are just too what's called bullet sponges. They're just so difficult to kill by yourself unless you start getting consistent headshots, and not good enough for that. And also they do so much damage. It's less of an issue that they do a lot of damage to the player, because I think that's something that is manageable, but doing 25% damage to the zombies is just, I think it's a little bit painful. And when you get later on, you start getting hordes and everything, it becomes really tough to have a base that consistently kills them, because you have to make one where the traps, and the traps fortunately don't do less damage just because it's insane difficulty. But it means that whatever kills the zombies in general is going to be the traps, because it's not going to be you. And that puts a lot more pressure on you to make a strong base. Which of course is fun as well, but it's a fairly different experience. Now there's one out here. Empty. And one over here. Why am I getting these ones? Well, I need the bones. Headshot damage depends on which weapon. So for instance, I believe the sniper rifle gives 7 damage. 7 times the damage, in other words. The hunting rifle gives 5. and so on. I think the... How much does the crossbow do and bows? I think the bows do, 4 to 5 as well. I think it's the sniper that does 7. It could be 9 as well, but I would think it's 7. I haven't checked that for a while, but doing a headshot definitely is helpful if you are bumping up the difficulty. It's single. And this one. Alright. And this one can go in here. So we're gonna do, so what I was doing last time as well, let's do a little bit more of that while I walk everyone through. So if you've seen my, of course I didn't place the wood spikes. If you've seen the latest video that I published, is the Horde Night from day 35. And if you saw that one, you'll also have seen that they were attacking from this direction. And they didn't actually break through. Why don't I have... I need to put some stuff out here. I bet she got her scream off. Maybe not. Yep, sounds like she did. What to do? Let's get some of that. More bones. Fastest way to level up. I would say if you have an auger, go and just go mine. Do a lot of mining, especially in the sand, because sand is so easy. Ooh, another one. Mining is very, very fast to level up comparably. Are there more dead here? Stop destroying my spikes! If I don't remember wrongly, sand gives just a little bit less experience than stone does. And stone obviously is a lot slower to mine. So digging up. So let's do this one. So digging up the sand. For instance, go hunting for oil shale in the desert. And nitrate and iron or what have you. Because you can probably get experience very fast that way. Especially if you have an auger. And if you don't have an auger, I mean, you still can get the experience, but it's slower. Alright, so we don't need this one there. So what I did here, you see I had the first line of steel bars here, and they almost got broken. So what I did, I basically put a steel bar on the outside as well, which means that I have double up on the steel. Let's do this one, the plates, just in case. So I'm trying to double up the defenses here a little bit. What happens is that you get all these cops and whites and what have you, and they just go to town on your walls. And even, I was using exploding bolts like crazy. And that really helps, but it's still temporary, and they still do a lot of damage. And then you have to start repairing, and repairing is not always as easy because, well, the longer you repair, the more damage the zombies which are standing there does on overall. So you have to be kind of careful. So doubling up this one, it should help. So at least if they break through the first layer, the second layer will still be there. Alright. Alright, let's do these ones as well. The reason I do these ones is... Ooh, is this one damaged? The reason I do this one is because I don't want them to break through and start destroying the... Do I have darts here? Oh, I do, okay. Destroying the fences. Because the fences really make a big difference. Alright. I think that does it for this bit. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of the spikes. Spikes. What was I doing here? I was going to do something here. I can't remember what I was. Oh yeah, I wanted to check my fuel. So I have a generator, and it's down here that is fueling that is powering everything. I can refuel that one, and it's got a passive draw of 24. It's because I got a lot of tripwires, and the tripwires just means that things are not activated unless something is tripping them. So that really helps. Alright, let's put that back. Frame, don't need those ones, not really. We should get some more. Let's get the chainsaw. Recipes, gas can. Get a little bit of that. Let's do a little bit of spiking. Because that is a little bit of an issue. All these holes coming through. I hate that bug when you're getting a valid place to place it, then you shift your cursor just slightly, and because there might be some item or something in the way that attracts it, and then it falls down. It's so annoying. You get that flickering because your cursor is sort of like over, you know, a strand of grass or something. Down a little bit here. And I want to place it a little bit out here as well. Okay. Like that one. That's annoying. So I'm level, let me see now, I'm level 128, which is actually not extremely high. But frankly speaking, a lot of those levels, I would probably estimate maybe 50 or more. Let's see, one more loss to that. 50 or more levels are because of mining. And I think that's a little bit too much in a survival game. But it's just so fast when you start getting an auger and you go mining things. Another one. Fortunately, spikes are not that expensive anymore. Let's do another row here. Spikes are good. I mean, they obviously slows down any horse, but also means that you get a lot of corpses on them. And a lot of corpses mean you get more bones. More bones means that you are getting a lot more duct tape and glue. And that's very useful. I always have a problem getting, for instance, enough paper. So I use a lot of glue for making paper. And then you need to get a lot of bones. Bones for days. I mean, usually during a horde I might, horde nights, 7-day nights, I might get a couple of 100 bones. So that's nice, but considering you're using a lot of glue for making paper, making duct tape, which obviously, duct tape has really been boosted up in its use, with considering you use it now for all the electrical components, for instance. Let's get some more here. Fortunately, I have a lot of... Alright. Another thing to also, if you're using the machete, try to use the machete to break corpses as well, because it gives you a knife skill. And that can be really nice. Alright. That part is... let's clear this one too. More bones. Was there more here? No. Let's see what we have now. Alright. Let's just dump all this here. Oh yeah, we're supposed to go chainsawing. Hey. Let's go do that quickly. Before we forget again. Well, before I forget. I like these. I really like this. The white trees. I think they're called blue something. They look more white though. But they look really nice. So I enjoy planting them down. And I need all this as well. I need more of my feathers. And let me just drop down the volume just a little bit because chainsaw is a little bit too noisy otherwise. Fast though. Fast to go through the trees. Just chop them down. Just get so much of the wood. Also good to take them down before the whole night and get a little bit of extra performance boost. Cotton, always good. And I think you get mining skill from the chainsaw as well, if I'm not wrong. So using the chainsaw also helps, but auger is faster. I think nothing beats the auger when it comes to leveling up. And if you go mining in the desert looking for oil shale, then you end up having more than enough gas as well to feed your auger. So it's a very beneficial cycle. People were saying that you can't fell a tree on yourself, so let's see if we can do that. Let's try it this way. See if I can fell a tree on top of myself. No. That didn't do any damage. That's interesting, because I know you can fell them on top of zombies. That's very tricky. That didn't work. Oh, come on. Yes, yes, no. So basically we're very strong. Yes. No. That's interesting. So it doesn't look like you can fell them on top of yourself anymore. Has anyone been able to fell the trees on top of yourself in Alpha 16? It seems to get stuck on the head. I know I've got a hard head, but this is, I guess, a little bit more than expected. Ooh. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, come here. Okay, you go. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Ooh. Spread them out a bit. Give me more corpses, more loot. Alright, don't die on top of him. Yes, you as well. Yes. Naked lady. Alright. This one, Mr. Farmer. Oh. Mr. Biker. Because fighting all these hordes also does help you gain experience fairly fast. Just make sure you don't run out of stamina, because then you'll be... There's all these bikers. All these bikers, come on. Are you dead? Guess not. Alright, yes. No, they're getting away. Ah, right, you are not getting away. Alright. No, 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 no. Let's try to chase them down. Alright, come here. Yes, you, and you as well. No one is getting out of here alive. Make some videos before Alpha 17. Well, I wouldn't mind if the Fun Pimps decided to give early access, but you know, I don't know what they're going to do this time. I mean, last time for Alpha 16 they did the stream team, and there was quite a lot of outcry on how they did that. So I'm not really sure of what they're going to be doing here. Oh, great, quickly. Oh, good, good. And sharing accounts is not nice. Actually, it's nice, but it's not good. You do risk getting into trouble. Everyone risks getting in trouble, especially with the laws being what they are. Let me see where all those corpses were. Right. Just trying to give them a nice line. Where did I kill everyone? I mean, the US laws have become fairly draconian. There's a lot of people who get pulled up on federal charges in the US, for instance, because they bypass, you know, logging things and, you know, using others' accounts, because theoretically it's possibly even a federal offense, which I think is kind of ridiculous, but that's how things go in the US. Fortunately, I'm not in the US. Was there any more? Yep. They blend in so well here. Let's scrap this one. This one we can throw. And get more bones. Ah, here they are. Let's get some egg on the way. Got pants now. So did anyone catch my my nice TV video where I managed to troll people a little bit? Well, or trick. It was the tips and tricks, so I thought it was fair game. I did put out another tutorial about how to actually do that kind of modding and video editing for those of you who are interested. I think the video should have released probably about 40 minutes ago, if I'm not mistaken. I think I put it at that time. That's this one. And what else? We can scrap that actually. This one need to repair. Get some more wood. Wood. So got interrupted. So what I normally do when I put in videos in my videos is that I do a lot of video editing. I wish it was possible as well. I did my best in trying to make it look natural. Some people did catch that the wire looked weird, and it's true because, you know, no matter how, and I have to thank Jerva for providing some insight into what to do on the modding front. But no matter what we tried, we couldn't get rid of, not rid of, we couldn't lock the wire to a particular side on the TV. Hey Diego! So you can't see it in my video, but the cable is actually connecting in the middle of the right hand TV panel. And by the middle, I mean middle of the block. So if I had gone to check sideways, you would see it hanging loose in the mid-air. Because it's literally in the middle of the block. Whereas the TV is sort of, the TV panel is on one edge. So I was trying to make sure that I was standing straight just to minimize the weirdness there. Oh, I didn't get anything there. So I was really trying to push the wire to the right side, but apparently it does seem to be possible. Can we get him? Any takers that I'll miss? Yep, I missed. So I did the best I could. I know a lot of people got tricked, a lot of people were suspicious. The reason was really because a lot of people have been asking me in the past of, you know, how do I put in the videos? So I thought, let me make a tutorial. But then being the bad person I am, I decided, well, if I'm going to make a tutorial, why not just make a bit of a trick video first? A couple of days ahead of time. So that's really why I did it. So I made both the trick video and I just released a video of how I actually video edited it and what I did on the modding front. Just to walk people through a little bit more in depth. And I hope people don't get too mad and unsubscribe for my nice little tricks. Usually whatever videos I do that requires video editing takes a lot more time than just making all the tutorial by itself. It's the video editing itself is normally what's time consuming when it comes to making it. Because just doing just explaining things and is pretty easy, but doing the video editing just takes a lot of extra effort. If I need to build something ahead of time, that also takes a lot of extra time just to get things ready. So I thought, why not just make it fun and see who's catching on to my devious ways. So I hope no one took offense. Hopefully not too many get angry with me. But it was pretty fun. I think it turned out pretty well. And if you're making your own videos, then at least it's a quick guide to how you can do yourself if you're using HitFilm, because I use HitFilm Express. I don't have a paid version because I think the free version is pretty good actually. All right, so we got a lot of extra. Nothing there. So why am I picking up all these ones? Chrysanthemum. I do grow them. I do have a small underground farm, but picking them up is pretty easy, and I use a fair bit of them to make paint. So that's also another reason why I picked them up, just to make sure I have enough. Alright, so let's drop off this one, the chainsaw. That was a little bit of... Should we make some more spikes? Probably. Can never have too many spikes. Let's do 200. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about the gloves and everything. Let's see, now we have all these extra to make my glue. Let's also make sure we do that. This one we can keep here. All right, let's just stop. So how do you make glue? I'm sure you guys already know. But what I usually do is I make sure I just go and collect a lot of snowball in the snow biome. Fortunately, as you see, I have a snow biome very close by, so I have tons of that. Get all those nice bones. Of course, you see I've already made some. and then make the glue. Let's see, it needs an extra 10 minutes. Alright. Let's see, did I make any paper? I think it's on the way, maybe. Yeah, so I'm making a lot of paper here as well, just for my shotgun. One of the problems I have is that it's difficult to, well, brass is always a problem. Lead is also a problem to get a lot of it. Paper, I have definitely a paper shortage. Fortunately, I get a fair bit of gunpowder from nitrate and coal. I think what I did last time, I was driving around, and here there's a fair bit of coal and nitrate inside the burning forest. And at the same time, I got the fertilizer. So that was also helpful. Club should go in here somewhere. So we can melt that one down. And we still have more melting to do because we need to melt down my armor. Let's see here. This one. Where and where? Let's see how we are now. So now we're going up to us. We were 44 before I changed into the new armor. And we're up at... Does this one give a lot? It does. Maybe I should get a better... I need to get better of these ones as well. Bandana, not so bad. Poncho, maybe. T-shirt, pretty good. This one also. So anyway, so 52%. So that's definitely better than 44. So let's melt them down. You don't get back the leather, obviously. But at least you get... the iron. I think you get pretty much all of the iron, if I'm not wrong. So that's pretty generous. So let's see here. What else do we have? Let's drop this. Let's see if I'm hungry. No, I'm pretty good for that. Alright, I had some of the cash. And this one. Let's drop that into the bicycle. And this. The cash. Alright. So let's see. Day 40. I don't think there's anything really interesting to buy at the traders. We could try. I mean, they're pretty close. Let's do a quick run up there and see if there's anything. Since I have a fair bit of cash. Let's see if I can. I want to buy some more, and I have to put down my solar cell. The single solar cell that I have. Someone did mention to me last stream that if you're gonna buy the solar cells, you might as well just wait until you have the highest level one, because they price-wise they don't really change very much. So if you're having, say, a quality 1 solar cell, it's going to cost you like 14,000. If you have a quality 250, it's going to cost you 18,000. And if you have a quality, 500, it'll only be like 22,000. So you might as well just wait until you have a better one, because there's a huge difference in output between 1 and 500 on the solar cells. Ooh, food. We can never pass up on food. We always need food. Right. Poor little deer. It's one of the reasons why I like getting the wolf hordes. If you get the wolf hordes with the... Oh, there's a lot of coal here. Unfortunately, nitrate is more of an issue. If you get the wolf hordes with the dire wolves and you get a big one, you just get a ton of it. You can collect 30, 40, 50 of meat. And that makes a bunch of meat stews, which will really help boost your wellness. Alright, let's see here if there's anything. there's anything here to do and buy rather. Alright, let's see if I can grab all this stuff. Empty. So I can sell things. So how do you normally play the game? I mean, you play solo players, multiplayer, co-op, building, creative. What's your favorite way of playing? Let's sell. I bet this one cannot. Ah, see? I knew it. Let's sell these ones. All cash gives a lot of money as well. So let's see what we can have here. Rocket launcher receiver. I think I have one actually. This one is crap. Oil, no. Pistol parts. Mattress, no. Candles, no. Bullet tips, expensive. But lead is always an issue. We'll see. Insulators. Is that free? Why is that not telling me how much? Okay, interesting. Usually it'll tell you the full amount. Insulators cost duct tape, so they can be a little bit annoying to make. Oh, rocket launcher. Yes. We are definitely going to consider that one. And a better night vision goggles, possibly. So yeah, I've never been able to get. Now we should get this one. I've been having problems putting together a whole one. So this is expensive, but there's no solar cells here. Any parts? I can't remember what I needed, but it's. Oh, it's so tempting. It's so tempting. We're gonna get it. Just to have one. Alright, what else can we get? Repair kit? Nah. Goggles? No. So we don't need those ones. Pistol book? No. Solar bank? Let me get another one here actually. Let's see if there's any other things that might be interesting. Rebar? No. Science? Rounds is not a major problem. Let's see here. I guess I could buy. Nah, no, not really. Not really a lot of interesting things. I think it hasn't reset yet. It will reset on day 43, so that's after the horde. The night vision goggles are pretty good though. But now I'm down to a little bit too little. So let's skip that.
Come again.
Let's see if we can get out again. So finally we have a rocket launcher. And the reason why I want to have a rocket launcher is that it gives a little bit of extra options for when you are fighting at Horde Night, because I'm using exploding bolts, and exploding bolts are really good. I mean, they do a lot of damage. However, they only do, I think, less than half damage of what the rocket launcher does. So you need like 2 or 3 shots at times if you want to kill the radiated feral cops, depending on where you hit, depending on how much damage they're taking. So having the option of where's my house? Okay. Having the option of having a rocket launcher can be very helpful for when they are just about to break through, for instance. Alright, let's say hello to this fellow. Alright. That's not very interesting. Old bread. We don't want that. Nah. She can be there by herself. And this is just a farmer, I think. Don't care about him. I like to kill the biker because he's potentially got very good loot. So he's a nice guy to kill. And you just happen to be in the wrong place at the right time. At least it gives me some bones. 1, 3. 3 bones, 3 glue. That's always nice, and I think that's because of the skill has gone up. I think I was getting 2 before. So getting 3 is nice. So let's see what else we can do around the base. So what about you guys watching? Do you normally decorate your base? Do you paint it? Or do you just do a very functional base as opposed to a base that looks good? What's your play style? Because I know that's something that really varies across the player base. Some people seem to love the painting stuff, and I really like it. Some people don't really care at all. They're fine with just looking at the concrete. I get so bored of looking at the concrete, so I like to do something different with it. Let's solar bank. Only one. Oh, I have one here. Okay, I knew I had somewhere. And let's get this one here. So we have 3 ammo. We have to make some more, but we have a lot of meat. We do have to expand our farm. I don't know if I have any potato stuff. I do. It's the corn that I don't have. Oh, you play on the Xbox. Ooh. Do you play on your own, or do you play, you know, split screen with friends? I mean, I think that's one of the things I thought was really nice about the console version, to have the option to play split screen, because obviously you can't do that on the PC version. I just think it's really unfortunate that it's so behind, that it's lagging behind way too much, and I think that's a little bit sad. Let's eat. Another thing to also do is that make sure you save your cans. And why do you want to save your cans? Well, if you want to make oil cans, at least I have a problem. I run out of oil. Sorry, that's not oil cans, it's oil. Actually, it should be oil cans because you're using cans, but they're oil, whatever. If you're going to make these ones, you need the oil cans. Sorry, you need the empty cans from eating all these rations. Burn, destroy base, nice base. So I save up all these ones so that I can later on make my oil. So the split screen is terrible. So what's wrong with it? I mean, I only saw, you know, some people on YouTube doing it a little bit. I haven't seen it sort of on my own. So what's the problem with the split screen that you think? Let's go ahead and place more of this one. Ugly and non-functional. So is that because you don't enjoy doing the decorating things, or just never get to it, or anything else? Let's place this one down. I guess I like to make it look. What's this? Oh, I place it there. Yes, I like to look it nice, look good, and you know, cozy, homey feel. I guess that's come a little bit from when I was playing Minecraft years back, and Minecraft obviously is a really nice game if you just want to do just building things. Or you can do, of course, you have all the redstone and stuff like that as well, but it's a very relaxing game in that sense. Empty bird's nest. So I like doing that back in Minecraft years back when I was playing it, just making things look good, having a nice looking base, you know, making some larger builds and everything that look good and were not just functional. So I'm really glad that when they put in all this, see this really weird placement. I was really glad that when they put in this here as well, especially so you can buy a lot of these decorative blocks at the traders, for instance. I just wish they had more. Ouch. And also that painting really made a big difference. It limits. I guess that's true. It's you have to, because it's a split screen right left, isn't it? I think 7 Days to Die, like a lot of other games, they do better in split screen up and down, because you tend to have a lot more horizontal gameplay than you have vertical gameplay. So if being able to see right and left. I don't have the game. But feel free to gift me the game in Steam if you really want me to do it. I saw another game that I thought looked really interesting. What's called Empire of the Undergrowth. It's an ant game, ant survival, which obviously it doesn't necessarily appeal to everyone. The reason it appeals to me is because I used to play Sim Ant many years back on the Amiga, and I just love playing it. I thought it was really nice. You would have your ant colony, and you would be building it up, and then you could take control over your ants individually. So you could become a worker ant and do things. You could become a fighter ant, warrior ant, soldier ant, I guess is what it's called. So that was really fun. And you'd be out fighting against the other ant colonies. I think they were termites, if I'm not wrong, as well. Been so long, but I thought it was really nice. So Empire of the Undergrowth was just entered early access, I believe, and it looks really interesting. I mean, it looks very similar in some regards. So that's another game I'm key on. Last Day on Earth is free. Okay, I didn't know that. And another game that I was sort of keen on before was Fortnite, but then I thought they went the wrong way with all these microtransactions and stuff, and my understanding is that they're going to go free to play later on as well, and it just seemed to be very grindy, because I thought, you know, it looked cool with people building and fighting and stuff like that, but then it just seemed really grindy. The Battle Royale version of it, which I think is free if I'm not wrong, that one seemed a lot better in that regard. Have you guys played Fortnite? Let's see here. Free games are always good. Unless they're too much pay to win. If they're too much pay to win, then I don't find them that interesting. Ooh. More dead zombies. And by dead I mean really dead. Because of course they're gonna be dead. Otherwise they wouldn't be here. Alright. It's a little bit better. And then all these floaty, these ones really annoy me. I thought that when they fixed the floaty rocks in 1.4, they had fixed them, but that's not necessarily the case. They would always come here and they would always get stuck here. So I decided to destroy it. Dug straight through and it didn't fall. But at least now they're starting to demolish here so they can get through a little bit easier. But it's still a little bit painful. I wonder if they get stuck on this one as well. Let's have a look. Yep, obviously you can see when they start making holes into it. Let's have a look at the other one. It's usually a certain distance from the base that they will be spawning and get stuck on, so not all of them. So this one, yep, we can see. You see they get stuck here. They get stuck here. What about this one? Yep, same here as well. Let's see if I can get rid of some of it. destroy a little bit, help them out. And sometimes it just helps to get some visibility, so that when they do get stuck, that you know about it. Because the problem is that if you don't know, then they're just there. So destroying some of these bottom ones will help. Oh, it did fall. That's interesting. So wonder why the other one didn't fall. Let's make some spikes. 30. So I wonder why the other one didn't fall. That is so weird. Because they should be the same. But I guess not all rocks are created equal. Some rocks are more rocky than others. Right. At least that takes care of that. So what other are your go-to games? Obviously 7 Days to Die, possibly, I imagine, but what other go-to games do you have that you love to fire up when you have some free time? I wish I had more free time, but unfortunately I don't. But 7 Days to Die is definitely one of the go-to games that I have. I did play some Rainbow Six and stuff like that as well. Let's see if I'm running out of... Yep, I am. Let's get this one. Oh, this one is really going to run out. So this one can keep running. Cement. Let's do steel. Can I do a machete blade here? Oh, interesting. Wonder what quality it's gonna be. Oh, iron darts. Let's do some of those. That never hurts. More darts are usually needed. Once you start hitting the hordes, they just drain so fast. Stardew Valley. Without patience. I've heard of it, but I've never played it, I have to admit. So what makes you really enjoy it then? What part of it? Let's drop this stuff. Oh yeah, these jars. And these ones. So I also made a fair bit of, let's see, extra darts, good to have. Made, what else? I made a lot of crossbow bolts, Molotov cocktails, and you need the oil, if I'm not mistaken. Molotov, I think you need the oil. Yeah, you need the oil. So without those ones, you are not making any. So let me get those ones. Let's get some oil shale. Let's get some. Of course, I'm heating up. What else? Oh, I make. Oh, that's what I thought. Why? Oh, okay. I hate that if you put it here, it's like, nope, you can't craft it. And it's like, come on, it's there. Because you have to put it in the leftmost one. I always thought that was really weird. You like the realistic aspect of, okay. Let's see if we can make some. So I think that games that I enjoy are games that are realistic within the constraints of the game. So, you know, they have to be consistent. Meaning that obviously having zombies is maybe not realistic, but as long as things within the game sort of make sense, then I enjoy it. So let's make more of this one. What else do I need? Shotgun shell, yep. And why do I make all of these ones? Well, you always need shotgun ammo. especially once you start burning through the turrets. What I use oil for, so let me show. So let's say I want to make especially Molotovs. Well, you need them for repair kits, but if you saw, I got a fair bit of repair kits. You need them for Molotov cocktails, and Molotov cocktails are really nice for crowd control. So let me get some cloth, gas, and empty jars. They're really good for crowd control. I think they do, let me see, is it something like 70, 80 damage at least? Of course I didn't put enough. Turn it on. Molotov. Let's do that here. But because they hit so many of them, so if you have a lot of zombies outside of your walls, then they can be really, really powerful, because you toss a Molotov cocktail and you know, even though it might not kill everyone, but together with, say, electric fences and everything, you know, they'll kill a big bunch of them really fast. Ooh. Good thing she didn't see me. So I personally like them, and I love. And even though they're maybe not extremely effective versus high-level zombies, I just think they look so nice. I mean, it looks really nice when you're throwing it, and they get hit by it. So that's a big reason of why I use the Molotovs, because I think that they have area damage, and that's to me that's really powerful when you're having hordes, because you can have just hit 10 of them at once. Let's wear this one, and I don't think we need a lot of more. Actually, we do. See, we always need more of the paper. What do I need else? Paper, wood, and bottled water. I don't want to do that many. No. Let's do 49. 49, I say. So having Molotovs is really good during the horde nights. Alright, so we have a little bit more of these ones. And we're getting some more paper. Good. Alright. Why don't I want to do the horde? It'll be too late. We are now on day 40. I'll probably play up until day 42 morning. The reason is that, well, day 42 night, is that I'm playing with the 90-minute days. So to go through the day 42 horde, it's going to be, it's going to be an extra 3 hours from now, just to start the horde. 3+, which means it's probably 3.5, 4 hours after the horde and everything, and that's going to be 5 a.m., which is a little bit too rich even for me. So I'll be saving that for tomorrow instead. So as I just pasted in Matt Fox. Yeah, definitely. Matt Fox does a good thing. He does a lot of stream stuff, his Skyrim and everything. He doesn't do a lot of tutorials nowadays, I noticed. I mean, I think one of his best tutorials that he did before, which is one that I think is still worthwhile to watch, and I think he wanted to update it, is the structural integrity tutorial, which I think is like 25 to 30 minutes long, because he really goes into a lot of depth. I think, and he made that one for Alpha 15, but I think Alpha 16 is probably quite similar. So yeah, no, he's a great guy. I mean, he does really good content as well. Hey, Dev Mom, welcome to the stream. So as I just pasted into the chat, if you are watching on non-Twitch and you have the ability to go and watch on Twitch, it would definitely help me out, because if I want to make affiliate, I need more average streamers at a time on Twitch. But again, it's optional. You watch whatever you want to. Just that if you have the option to do both, do either, then Twitch helps me more than YouTube or Mixer. The problem with YouTube is that I'm located in Singapore, and they don't have sponsorship and stuff like that open for Singapore. They don't have the super chat or anything, so there's no way for me to monetize. Yeah, he's really good. I like to watch him play. I like Max Fox. I like his challenges that he does for the Horde Knights of running through with certain defense ideas, or only using a club. I think he did a shotgun and stuff like that. I think that makes it interesting and different to do. But that's also because he does a lot of streaming, so he goes through hordes quite frequently. But it's great fun to watch. Let's see. Let's push this one into this one. All right. And we probably need to eat something. No, we don't. Okay, so we're good there. So he does nice stuff. Oh yeah, we can do the upgrade now probably. So let's do that. So what particularly do you like from Fox's, the Fox Million groups, from his videos? What's the favorite? Didn't I have? Oh yeah, I have already steel. What's the favorite stuff that he makes that you enjoy? This one probably don't need to make steel, and this one do. Let's make this one. Oh. Okay. Bang, bang, bang. Good. I think this one is all steel already, except this one and this one. Alright, steel all the way. These ones are a little bit tougher to steel up though, because the blade is in the way. These ones I can. And these ones. Now the reason I don't have any here is because I have this block. I have the electric fence here, so I can't put any block here, and then I have this one right outside to protect, but this one occupies this space. So if I have a lot of zombies coming on these particular ones, then that will hurt more. Oh, the starvation mod, yeah. A lot of people like starvation. I heard that people doing it. The War of the Walker also seems to be quite a popular one. I haven't really had a lot of time to try any of the modded ones. I tried starvation back in Alpha 15. I thought it was pretty neat. Just when Alpha 16 came, I just haven't had time to really do that. But I think it's good. They're putting in a lot of things. And then this was the Ravenhurst was another one as well. I think it's good that they're putting in more and more. What else did I want to do? Oh yeah, I wanted to expand. Expand! We need more space! We need a bigger bedroom. Let's do it this way. Cement. Right. So we need a bigger bedroom. Now that it's going to be nighttime soon. So let's do a little bit of building. Wood frames, no. One frame, that's not very much. Let's get this one too. Concrete block. Actually, let's see. Okay, there it is. I knew I had some stuff here. There, do I need anything else? Poles. Nah, I think we're good for now. I do need that nail gun though. Yeah, unfortunately they don't publish any real information about when it's gonna happen. So I wanted to expand this whole thing. I think that would be nice. No real space here, and not really here. Well, I could do here a bit as well. Actually, maybe I will make a seating area. That would be cool, maybe. But let's start here. It will be really interesting when they put in when the console version gets upgraded to equivalent to Alpha 16. I think that will be really cool. But unfortunately, I think it's going to take some time, and that's the big downside. So let's see, what should I do here shape-wise? So I have the mid pole here. I don't want to do reinforced concrete all of it. Let's do concrete. Alright, so I have differentiated corner rounded ones. Might be good. Okay. And that's not what I want. Concrete. Give me concrete. Let's do 50. So unfortunately, you know, the slowness of the console part, I think, is one big reason why there's a lot of frustrations out there, because people really dislike having to wait that long. And I really understand it. I mean, if you're enjoying the game and then you're like a year or more behind, then it's not really that fun. I think I see the glass. So I can make the curved one, so I could do a nice curve probably. Curve. What else? Oh, I can only do this one. Right. So I can do here, and I don't want to fall down and break my legs here. Which I probably will at some point. Alright, let's get this one out. At least this one will not kill me. There we go. Alright, that might be okay. Won't be fully symmetrical unless I bring it out one more though. Let's consider doing that. Something like this, and then we do a concrete. Let me see here. This one, the corner. So if I do that one here, at least it doesn't look so totally crappy. It's true. I mean, I thought when the console came out, I thought the split screen was like, oh, that's a cool thing to do because, you know, it adds something new. And then just started falling behind. And I think it's really tough. Because I understand why it's falling behind, but I really think that it's I mean, it's not the fun pimps who are doing the console, so they don't have direct control. Thank you, Diego. Thank you for watching on Twitch. That really helps me out. So I understand from fun pimps. I mean, they have had another company do it, and of course they're going to look at, you know, are we earning money from it? If not, then it's not as interesting for them either. So that becomes even more of an issue. Let's see here. Let's get these ones in. Hopefully things doesn't collapse. Let's get some poncho up here. Let's get these things in here. I guess I could make everything just reinforced concrete though. Maybe I should do that for, yeah, maybe I should do that for durability and integrity. Because when I build up on the walls here, that might cause a problem otherwise. Oh well, I'll just have to upgrade later on. Cool. What else could I do here? Actually, that would be nice because on the higher up here, this is going to be like the top floor. I think that's fine. Having it higher up here. They'll work out pretty well, I think. 3. Bam. Yep. So let's do that from upstairs. Yeah, it is. And I mean, I can understand as well, but again, it's a... I don't know how much influence the Fun Pimps have with how to make the console port, but you would hope that they have enough to make sure that it really gets done properly, and that it's, you know, that they do spend enough time on it. Because, you know, if you're having a console port that is, you know, more than a year behind the regular version, you are going to piss off a lot of dedicated players. I mean, you already have a situation where a lot of people stop playing the console because they get frustrated. So being able to sort of recapture that, I probably want to do that as well. Being able to recapture that segment, I think, will be important. All right. We have this, 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 and this. Getting there. Nothing has fallen yet. To me, I get the sense that 7 Days is very profitable on the PC, but it's hard to tell of how profitable it is on the console. Because there's, you know, a lot of extra fees. I mean, you have the Microsoft fees and the Sony fees, so that's a little bit tougher to judge. All right, let's get this one. Now, there is a potential risk that things are going to fall down here, so I hope not. I'm going to possibly upgrade some of this to steel as well. I mean, it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it's when I start building up the potential there is a problem, because you have all of this is being held up by this block, well, the one below actually. So you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, what do you get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I think they can take 7 plus. So once I start putting, you know, any other decorative blocks and stuff like that, it potentially becomes an issue. I want to do a glass though, so that's a little bit easier. Hope they don't let content out. I don't think so. It doesn't seem like they're doing that so far. It seems like it's more the opposite, that they are being selective on the console of what content to put in that they have in the PC version. I mean, they just released the traders, right? And we've had traders on the PC for a long time. I mean, you have potentially an issue with electricity items and performance on the console. So I don't know what they're going to do there. Because even on the PC version, I mean, if you play the PC version a lot, you'll notice that that the more of the electricity stuff you put in into the game, the more lag potentially you end up having. So it can be a little bit unfortunate. So let's tear out these ones, since we're expanding here. I mean, 7 Days to Die is already not extremely, so let's boost the audio a little bit back to normal. It's not very optimized, so there already is an issue with performance. I mean, even on high-end computers, you run into a lot of performance limitations. And obviously on consoles, your performance limitations are fixed, right? I mean, they obviously are releasing, or did release, better specs even on consoles, but obviously it's not the same as on PC still. A good PC, a high-end PC will still run circles around the console. I suspect it does, and that brings the question, are they going to bring limited electricity to console? Are they going to bring no electricity to console? And I don't know. I really don't know what they're going to do there. Because I hope that at least if they decide to put in, well, if they decide that they're going to restrict it, I hope at least that they do it in such a way that console gets electricity, but you might not get every single electricity item, because some of them obviously are tougher on performance. Things like motion sensor is pretty tough on the performance, simply because it's like scanning things. I mean, it's scanning larger areas. I mean, even on the PC, the motion sensors can be a problem. So let's see here. Let's put this one down as well. So you could, for instance, you could imagine that they take some shortcuts in the implementation to give you something that is similar but not quite exactly the same. But obviously you don't want to have a situation where you go like, well, no, you don't get the turrets, you don't get this, you don't get that, because then all of a sudden electricity becomes pointless. I mean, if you take out everything, then electricity is not fun anymore. So it's not an easy thing to balance. All right, we should be okay. Alright, we have this one. And bam, bam. That should be alright. Probably keep this open to there, and I might keep all this open to there as well by putting glass blocks. Actually, glass, business glass. Okay, all my lead. I hate the lack of lead. So painful. Alright. Let me take out these ones as well. Not these ones. I wanted to put a TV here and everything, and I'll probably do that, but I think about just switching them out to plates. Take less space, gives a little bit more room. It's hard to tell, Civic. It's hard to tell of how much they let that impact. I mean, they seem to be refocusing a little bit on the on making sure that they're covering the Kickstarter things. For instance, they decided that they're gonna, not put in zip lines on the Behemoth, for instance. Behemoth. They're not gonna put that in anytime soon anyway. It's not that it's necessarily out of the question, but it's more that it's not part of the original goals. So they don't want to spend too much time on it, I think. So that's definitely going to impact. And, the question is then, as you say, will it hold it back because they know that they have to make something that is possible for the console to emulate? Maybe. It's not out of the question that that's going to happen. I hope it doesn't happen too much, but again, you don't know. You simply don't know. All right. So we're probably going to have to... let's get up this one. So now since we removed all of this, we could potentially have a door here as well. We shall see. We shall see. Definitely we need more glass, and the curved plate. See, the problem in all these bulletproof is like so much lead. But I don't think it's a big issue though, because Are they going to be firing there? Probably not. So normal glass probably should be enough. Well, let me see how much those are. Well, it's a lot cheaper. So let's pump out some of those ones. Let's get some of those. Close. Get gold. I need some windows here as well. Oh, I have a TV. Oh, it's a small one. Right. So I have all these things that I want to put in as well. I do have a lot of the windows that once you buy. I think this is the one I created as well. And there's some other random stuff. This one. Have any more of? I do, but that's not really a lot. Alright. Let's see. Business plate pane. Right. Curved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. And then we have the plates. Ooh. Alright, let's make 100. Let's make 100. So if we're looking at, I mean, have you guys followed Joel on Madmol on his latest reviews, pre-release walkthroughs? Business class. Have you guys been checking that out? Is there anything particular of what he's been showcasing that you guys are really excited about? Or is it not really interesting at all? Let's see, can I do the paints there as well? That should be all right. Should be all right. Always good to have an extra, not that I can make any good ones. I can make like 300 quality. This one was purchased one. That's why it's 579. Alright, business glass pane. Let's put down a few of them and see how it looks. It's not too bad. Alright, let's get that one. Get that one. And all this is slowly drying. Alright. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's not too bad. Alright, let's see if we can get it. Let's see if we can get them correctly oriented here. Of course, gonna be the last one. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, solar panels. I mean, I have solar panels and I'm going to put them down, but my concern is it's going to start lagging me as well. And that's painful to say the least. And I don't really know why. I mean, maybe they're doing a lot of checks for... what's it called? For where there's sunlight. See, this doesn't look too bad, I think. Interesting. Here it's like you can see through, but then you turn on this one, it's like not a huge difference here. These ones mostly look good. They have some little bit of a strange angles, a little bit. Ah, yeah. I think the vehicles, I like that they're putting in bicycles as well, because right now you're sort of running or it's mini bike. And there's like nothing in between. So getting more vehicles I think will be really nice. Sorry. But yeah, it's I like the whole collision thing. Because, you know, in Alpha 4, this Alpha 15 and earlier, you drive into something and you basically slaughter them. In Alpha 16, you drive into something and you stop. And, you know, if it's a zombie, then they're going to start hitting you. So I like that they're, you know, improving the ragdolls for collision, because I think that will be really nice. I hope they put in a multiplayer vehicle. And by multiplayer, meaning that more than one player, more than one character inside it. I really hope that they put in bandits as well. I mean, I'm almost to the view that if they can't get bandits, to just delay the whole release. I would rather wait and get bandits than to not get them and have to wait until, you know, alpha, you know, 18 or whatever. I really think that bandits is something that they need to make sure it's there. But it's hard to tell because they've been so tight-lipped about it. So it's hard to tell of how they look at things. But I really think that, you know, without bandits, then... Oh, where did I place that one? See, how did I manage to place it there? Without bandits, it's a lot easier to see it like this. Interesting. Without bandits, it's just, it doesn't feel like it's worthwhile. Or as worthwhile. So, I hope they can do bandits. And of course, if they do bandits, then you can, you know, have the White River settlement as well. And you can hopefully have some basic companions. I mean, if you can hire someone to, you know, do your crops, or do your building, or do your, you know, cooking, or whatever, do your mining, send them down into the mines or something. I think that just something simple like that, I think, will add value to the game. Because again, it's people are like, okay, I do things. Why is this one like this? Oh, it's trying. I was wondering why this one is a weird color. So having stuff like that I think will be really nice. Let's do simple rotation. Oh, it's simple. It's just on the bottom. All right, let's do this one. So bandits and companions. I really think that. I think either way, they really need to fix the AI because there's a lot of AI problems right now in Alpha 16. I mean, a lot of the zombies have really, really bad AI. I mean, you see that all the time. You saw that, for instance, I got a commentary of, you know, saying that, I should place, some roofs up so that the spider zombies can climb over. But they already can't climb over. I mean, they climb up the poles. They reach the top, and then they decide, nope, I can't get over for whatever reason, and then they climb down again. So even just having like this, they're not going to get over. If they climb here from the outside, they could potentially, you know, walk here, climb up, and then get across. And it's happened, but it's very rare because what happens is that they'll go this way, and because this is solid blocks, they will be drawn towards in here. And that's all poles. So even if they get up here, they climb up to the top of the poles and then decide, nope, I can't get across. And then they climb down again. So they never make it over. And that's really, really dumb. And again, it's because of bad AI. Bad, you know, AI that should not be that way. Alright, so now we blast this whole thing in. That's nice. So question, should I move the bed then? Not that I really can move the bed, unfortunately. I could shift it a little bit. Could I put it? Actually, I could turn it around and have the TV on this side instead. But then I don't have any of the... Alright, we'll have to think about that. We shall have to consider. Alright. At least we got some of that done. Windows. Here. Broken glass, don't care about that. So other things that I know they were in. Madball has showed off the new stag, for instance. And I think, you know, it's cool that they're, you know, updating the models. I'm not entirely convinced that that's something that is really a big deal for players. I mean, there's no harm doing it, but I don't think it adds a lot of value. I mean, how much do you really look at the stag model, for instance? I mean, you kill it and then you skin it and eat it. And that's about it. So I don't think that really adds a lot of value either. It makes it a little bit prettier, but if people don't see it, it's sort of like, Oh, what am I doing here? If people don't see it, then it doesn't really help. Bam. Alright, let's run down here. And this is over to my underground farm. So the solar panels, we're going to place down some solar panels actually when morning comes here. Solar panels, it seems to be a little bit touch and go. Some people report no problems. Oh, wait, I picked that one up. Some people report no problems and some people report a lot of problems. And I'm not sure how consistent that is either. Potatoes for days. Yes, we need more corn seed. We need corn. Let's make 20. Alright. Need a lot of corn. I got a lot of potatoes. Some more corn. I need to expand this farm at some point as well. So how do I do an underground farm? Well, I do have some holes where there's bulletproof glass at the top. So it lets some light through, but it means that some of them can't be planted. For instance, this one is too far away from this one, and this one too. 10 skill points. Well, insane. I would 10 points. That's a good question. Health nut is not too bad on insane. I would probably still. I mean, I would make sure you get science up to you can make all the traps. You want to make the concrete mixer. That's important. Secret stash, not so important. I mean, it helps, but it's not early on. Make sure, of course, that you have the workbench and the concrete mixer. Chemistry station, also important. The basic electricity stuff is actually pretty cheap. Melee trap is good, at least the first one, because it gives you the electric fence post, and that's really, really powerful. So that one is really a must-have almost. Steel smithing is also really important. Miner 69er is, bring that up to a few points. But I would definitely make sure you get your armor crafting up, because that will give you much better armor. And actually, I'm going to boost that one up one more and make some new armor. Let's make some potatoes. Potato seeds. Let's see, I will use this for the last of my stuff. And 1, 2, one more. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I did need one more. That's interesting. Nope, apparently not. Nope, I want these ones. I did not need that one. Oh, I also found I was pretty lucky here. So when I was mining here, I thought, fine, let me go out towards the snow biome to get nitrate and stuff. And then when I was here, I started hitting things. And this mine has given me, I don't know how much, but it's countless thousands of lead. It's a lot of lead down here. Actually, let me grab a little bit of extra here. I found a lot of lead. I found tons of nitrate. So you see, just nitrate for days. And I've probably gotten 10,000 or more, and there's just so much of it. And it's like all over. One thing that actually I don't find very much, coal. I also found coal, and I found iron. Actually, iron was probably the least of everything, but I got a fair bit of lead, and I got tons of coal and nitrate. So that's why I had so much gunpowder, because I was just pulling in thousands and thousands of coal and nitrate. Alright, so let's not do this one. Let's do a nice little hatch elevator. Get up faster that way. Sexual Tyrannosaurus is good. I usually try to do, you know, probably, you know, a couple of them, but then they get quite expensive, right? It depends on what. If you have an auger, you don't really need it that much. If you don't have an auger, it really can help. Depending on what weapon you're using, as you start getting better, like you see the Knife Guy 3, stamina degradation is minus 30%, which means you're going to fight a lot better. So it really depends. I mean, having 1 or 2 is helpful. I think we're still very good on this one. Yep, because this one only takes 24 power, and I've got everything hooked up. But it's on the tripwire post, so it doesn't really take anything unless there's something tripping it. Let's do this one. No, let's not do that one. This one as well. And let's put it here. Let's get some of the food. Just get a little bit of this cooking. Meat stew. What am I missing? This. Oh, wrong one. It doesn't have the pot. Meat stew is really good for wellness, but of course it takes so much of the resources. 320, right. I also used, and that's why I don't have a lot of this one. Actually, how much do I have left? I use it to make a lot of fuel. So I still have a fair bit, but let's make some more. Actually, let's do 40. I turned it into a lot of cornmeal, so you can make it into fuel. That also helps. I mean, I dug up a lot of it, a lot of the oil shell as well, so I should make it a little bit extra. But I like to make the renewable resources, so making the ones from the cornmeal is pretty good as well. What can I make here? Ooh, don't need that much. Each one is 200. And making fuel from oil shale is really fast, so that helps. And I got a lot of it as well because I found a pretty good vein in the desert, and with an auger, really fast to be mining it as well. So let's see here. I made a lot more of this one, and I'm low on the buckshot. Again, as I mentioned, it's difficult to get lead sometimes. Let me go down and place these ones though. So the reason I have this one is because I got all these turrets that obviously I can't get into. And why do I have the turrets? Bam, bam, full, good. It's for when they break through here, they'll run here and bash down the vault doors. And when they get here, I want to make sure I have a proper welcoming committee to take care of them. Oh, here I don't have any, but I have here. So let's bump in those ones. Need to get some more on my person. Is that a zombie? Difference between charred meat and the grilled meat. Well, charred meat. I can make one. Give me a moment. I'll go and make some. It's got to do with the wellness, and one requires. So let me make one charred and one. Thank you, Hard Track. Welcome to the stream. So let's do charred meat. Well, let's do a charred. Actually, let's do charred, boiled, and grilled. You'll see the difference. So boiled, charred, and a grilled. Where's the grilled one? Grilled meat. I think I'm out of it. I need more of the meat. Grilled meat. So they take difference. So boiled meat is 1 meat and 1 water. Charred meat is just 1 meat. Grilled meat is 2 meat. Let's see when they are done. No, wrong one. Alright. So let's see the difference here. Stop. So we have the boiled meat. Well, actually, the charred meat is the easiest one to do. It'll give you 10 fullness, but you drop the hydration, so you have to drink more water, which is okay. And it gives some wellness as well. If you do boiled meat, if you compare, right, it basically, because you add water, it takes a little bit extra fullness, but you don't lose the hydration. So this one is better to do, but again, it means you need the water. Grilled meat takes 2. And you have fullness, which is obviously a lot more. Wellness is more, but you also lose some hydration. So theoretically, having 2 of the charred meat is, and you have water, actually gives you almost the same wellness, but it gives you more of the fullness. But then you look at the stew, and it gives 60 fullness, and it gives 6 wellness. So, but then also takes like, what was it? Meat stew. It takes 5 meat, 5 potato, 5 corn, and 1 water. So it takes a lot more to get that one. So early on, I tend to just do whatever. You can make bacon and egg is better. If you have eggs, just make the bacon and eggs because the fullness is really good and the wellness is good. I mean, eggs by themselves is obviously you don't want to eat because you get food poisoning. But you cook them into with the meat, you get the nice bacon and eggs. These are really good as well. They're obviously nowhere near as good as the meat stew, but early on it's definitely better than grilling. Alright, let's take these ones. So let's dump in all these ones. And there's one thing that I was going to do that I can't remember anymore. My old brain. Oh yeah, cornmeal. We're gonna make, and I think that is murky water. Grain alcohol, sun. Okay, gas can is animal fat. Okay, animal fat we got tons of as well. So gas can 40. Let's do 30. See, this one takes longer, but again, if you have the cornmeal and you have the fat, which you probably will have, that is pretty easy to make even in big batches. Right. That's another thing. When you slaughter all the zombies, you get the bones for the glue, and you get the animal fat that you can make more of these ones that you can make your fuel from. And let's put it back there. And alright, so we have a little bit of more of these ones. Molotovs. Spikes. And rain. Let's do some repairs. Bam. And as it is right now, I don't think there's any benefit to repairing versus placing new ones, as from a resource standpoint. It's just faster. You just go repair them. At least with a nail gun, repairing is so fast. So when I'm out here, I like to do that. thought I heard more zombies though. I wonder what happened to them. I think they came through here. Which means they'll probably be... I thought they would be stuck here. Guess not. Maybe these are the ones that I hit myself. So I know I hit some of them. So another one, probably Screamer. These are the ones that tend to get hit. So having spikes, you know, outside of your base can be very helpful for your mental health. Because it means that it'll take care of the Screamers before they come too close and see you. So that's one of the big reasons why I put them here. Not necessarily that I'm concerned about zombies breaking through my walls, because there's no way they're gonna do that. But I like to kill the Screamers before they get too close. See. My terrible aim. You nailed them. You nailed them back to the ground. But yeah, it's a lot of the repairs is really sort of peculiar in how they do it, but whatever works, right? You have to do it some way. Ooh. Let's place down some more here so they don't waste all my pillars. Nail guns are really powerful. You just nail everything. Bam, bam, bam. What's better than a nail gun after all? I mean, you can shoot with it, but that's so poor damage and so poor accuracy that that's really not very useful either. Here. He looked like he clipped in suddenly. That's weird. And once you start getting to the horde, day 42, these spikes just melt. They do help to take out, you know, a couple of the waves, but you know they definitely don't last. But having a bunch of them, you know, just helps to take down. If you kill, you know, 50 zombies, then at least that's 50 less that you end up having at your walls. At least they made the spikes a little bit cheaper this time. I mean, Alpha 15 spikes were really, really expensive. I mean, it was not something that you like to put down because they cost about 100 each, and now it's like 30. So at least they've been balanced a bit more reasonable this time. Because that was really, really too much last time. Of course, I know why they did that, because people were just spamming them down. But it's what you would do. I mean, if you're in a zombie apocalypse, why wouldn't you put spikes, right? I mean, I think even in The Walking Dead, the series, ouch, I said it myself. They were using spikes to kill and trap the zombies. It makes sense. It's a passive. It's cheap as long as you can chop down the trees and make the spikes. I mean, it makes sense. They're not as fun as using traps. But on the other hand, they don't lag as much either. They take no electricity. So it's a cheap and easy way of making your defenses last longer. Alright. see here. Let's put these ones back. And we have, let's get rid of this as well. Soup. Let's drink some soup. And get another can. Let's drink some water too. Alright, so we are here. Let's say well, it's 8 a.m. So what do you guys want to do? Should I go clear a POI? Should I do some treasure hunting? Oh, that's really close to the trader. Can you imagine if he was like under the trader? I know it's a little bit weird. It's like, oh no, you have to get, well, you have to get hit. I mean, a very good way of raising your clothing and armor skill is basically to go to a cactus and just sit on it, because they'll just keep on raising it. I wonder if so this obviously it's right outside the protection area, I think, so that should be alright. But I wonder if they could actually spawn underneath the trader. That would be so annoying. I do understand why they want to do it. They want to make, oh wow, you slowly increase your skill in armor, so wearing armor, and the more damage you take. But at the same time, it's a little bit of a weird mechanic, I have to say. It's a little bit peculiar. Like, you have to go and get yourself injured. Actually, let's put down a solar bank and see how that one goes. Solar bank, where's the solar panel? Where is, oh, there it is. And let's get this one. Since I can move that later. I want to get a relay as well. Wait. Timer relay. There we go. Because right now I don't have any, well, I have lights, but I don't turn them on because it'll drain the generator. So let's see how much effect this will have. So let's do that out here. Let's face north, south, east. Usually facing south is the best way of doing it. Well, not in the game. I'm talking in real life. Usually facing south is good unless you're on the southern hemisphere. You want to face towards the equator. So we do a timer relay. Right. So my FPS right now is 50 to 55. Let's see if I put this one in. See, 24 watt is nothing. Alright, so that didn't really impact my frames. Oh, I want to get a battery bank as well. Hold on. So these ones take 5. So I can run 4 lights with it. Yes. Minus the switches and everything, but that's a different issue. Battery bank. Give me some batteries. I have a lot of batteries. I don't need that much though. So what I want to use the solar cells for, if you look here, this is like indoors. I mean, of course it's daytime. So what I want to do, I want to put my lights on the solar bank. Because right now I don't use the lights because it'll drain. Because right now, as you saw downstairs, right, down here, I have one generator that is running at 24/7, and that's the one that is powering all the traps. So I want to make sure it's topped up all the time, because during when the zombies come in, they'll trip the tripwires, and a lot of the traps will start activating, and that will draw the power, right? So I don't want to overburden that one. If I turn on here, you know, all the lights go on, which is okay, but it'll drain the fuel faster. So what I want to do is to put on all the lights on the solar panels. on the solar bank. So let's put this one here. Let's connect this one to this one. Let's put in these ones. And let's put this one to here and do start time probably 9:95. I don't know what time it gets dark enough, but it gives it 8 hours, and then it gives it plenty of time to charge up probably. So now it should be off. And this one has no power. Yep. And this one is happily ticking away. Right. Can I fall down here? Oh, okay. Right. So this one I can connect down to this one. And this one I can then go down to the first floor. To this one. No. What? Alright, let's clear this one. Why did that not work? Oh, I know why it didn't work. Because I've been so clever that I've hidden everything here. Alright, let's redo that. So this one goes to this one. Right. And I guess I could do this one down here as well. Alright, so this one had no power because the... Right, that's correct. That should be correct. So what I tried to do here is that I tried to hide the switches here, because then I can connect it to the lights without it looking really bad. And I basically just have, you know, one line that, you know, looks like a pulled cable down, and of course I put in some beer, a beer cooler here, and just trying to hide it that way. So I have to cover this some way as well. But it does mean that if I so it's now 10 a.m. If I change this one to, see, everything turned on, right? Let's see, this one is now, right, 24 watts. So as much as can be pulled is being pulled. So the lights went on, right? So I have lights here. I have lights here, but this one does not, because it's running too much. And these ones are not either. So it's starting to light things up. I need to buy more of the solar cells rather. But at least I have a little bit up here. So as I add on a couple of extra solar cells, that'll help. Does snowflakes have shadows, and do light pass through them? That's a really good question. I think I've turned off a lot of the shadows, if I'm not wrong. Shadow distance off. So I turn off a lot of the shadows because they look really weird. So let's see here. I mean, you still have, yeah, how come I have no shadows here? Video. Near apply. All right. And then go OK. So this game has really weird shadows. I mean, look here, right? You have a light here. So why is this? Why do you have this weird shadow here? Well, you have the weird shadow because you have this light which is throwing a shadow here. But the shadows in the game are so sharp, right? I mean, if this was a sort of a real situation, right? You wouldn't have this weird shadow. Not the same way it is right now. Because it's sort of like, it's like either on or off. Same here, right? You get these really stark shadows. It doesn't bleed very well. And I think that's a little bit, it's a little bit too sharp. And then it impacts your frame FPS. So I'm down to 48, 44. Let me turn it off. Apply. So it got a little bit brighter. And I got like an extra 10 FPS, right? So it's a lot of performance hit that you take by taking on the shadows, and that was near shadows, right? It means that when you look, and that's one of the reasons I turned them off, is because if you have near shadows, it looks okay close by, but then you're looking like some 20 blocks or whatever out, and you're like no shadows there, so you have quite a stark difference. And if you turn medium shadows on, then you have the, let's see, video. So let's do, well, you do far, right, rather. Then of course you have shadows that look nicer. You see here underneath, right? It looks nice, but your performance goes down accordingly as well. So if I do far, it looks okay. I mean, it has some stuff here. Wait, let me look here again, and let's do video near, because I don't think it'll show up. Okay. Oh, it does show up at some point. Let me go up here. Oh, so I can't see it. If I go here. So there, did I apply it here? Okay, still isn't here. So some of the shadows just look weird. And I think that's a little bit of a, it's unfortunate. The more lights and everything you have, the more performance hit you have. And it adds a little bit, but again, it's a little bit too sharp shadows. So I have a tendency to turn them off. It looks a little bit worse, but yeah, it is what it is. It gives extra performance for when you're fighting the zombies at least, and I think that's more important. Alright, so this looks pretty okay. At least it's not raining through, which is always a plus. So illuminated. So do they have shadows? Sim games. I used to play them a lot more before. And like I mentioned a while ago, I saw a new game called Empires of the Undergrowth, which is an ant simulation game, which looked quite interesting because I used to play Sim Ant many years back. So I think that one looks nice. Some sim games are really nice. Some of them are maybe not that nice. It really depends what game it is. SimCity was quite fun, but again, it's once you've played it a lot, then it loses a lot of its attraction because it becomes very similar the whole time. Can I wear this one? I should. It's a lot better. Right. Oh, I should do extra armor. Let me do that at once. Since I upgraded my skill. Not this one. Where did I put all my leather recipes right there. Alright. Let's do armor. So we did not need the leg armor, right? Let's see how much difference that is. So we do everything except the leg armor. So we do boots, chest, gloves. Right. And then we drop back all this. Yep, I mean they have a lot of attraction, but I think I played a lot of the SimCity ones previously. And then you have games like Skylines, I think it's called, and they're good. Just that eventually they get they're the same. Right, it was just one of her. And if they're just the same, then eventually it's not as interesting anymore. But you also have like Anno Domino, whatever it's called, the futuristic one. Again, it's also a sim game. So, I mean, there are a lot of different variety in there as well. So you like sim games? Is something you enjoy playing? Let's see what we have here. I don't like the rain though. It's so dull and dreary. Dull and dreary. We could go and do some looting over here maybe. We could. Let's go do some looting. Auger. Yeah, I can keep the auger. This one's good. We don't need all those pills. Is there any... there's this one. Actually, there's a town up there. Let's go up and take a look at that one, and let's bring some cash. Let's bring some cash. Hey, Septon! What's up, buddy? Septon is in the house. Difficulty at first, yep. Until you've mastered it. And you are the masterful simmer. Let's go. Let's drive out of this stupid rain. Hopefully. Let's get away from the rain. I think sim games where you have to build things and make things work and fit together, I think that's fun. I mean, to some degree, when you have, you know, the building and the electricity and stuff like that with traps and everything, it's simish in 7 Days to Die as well, but obviously it's much smaller scale. Hello. Alright, where did he die? No, where did he die? Hey. Oh, here he is. Give it to me, give me the meat. Alright, not. Onwards. Hey, Glurk the Flurp! Nice to see you again. How are you doing? You're heading out again, Mr. Septon? Well, this Saturday evening. Can I take some stuff here? Oh. Empty. Well, thanks for dropping by a few minutes. East or eat? I hope you're gonna eat and not to east. Never mind. Soy salon. No, we're not gonna get a haircut. Maybe some trim the sideburns. Kill the vultures. So how are you, Mr. Glurk? I saw on this, it's 18 kilometers an hour. Let's see what I have here. Yes, better than mine. So yes, it's good. This is 16, which is already pretty good. 18 is obviously faster. Ah, okay. Get it. I think that's fine. I mean, as long as there's some reward for. Oh, that looks so weird. This ravine in between. I mean, all games have to be rewarding in a way. They have to give you a reward for playing the way the game is meant to play. I mean, some games are a little bit too heat stroke. Some games are a little bit too generous when it comes to giving out rewards. You get rewards for doing pretty much nothing. I don't like this rain, come on. Don't get to see anything. Let's see if I can sell or buy. Close.
All prices
Hey, Bob.
are fair here.
Alright, let's see. Lights, no. Cash, no. Rounds, no. Alright, secret stash. AK parts, no. What we do need though is... Nope. Nope. Nothing. Building stuff. Nothing interesting here. That's a bit of a pity. Shotgun ammo, I have enough now. Bull tips will be 55. Is that worth it? 55. Nah, I want to get the. I need to get more solar cells. Oh, the rain stopped. Nice. Hello. Close for business. Right. And I'm glad that they're fixing that in Alpha 17. This impenetrable yucca fruit. That you can actually make a... I think you can even make a wall. Because I don't think the zombies will attack them. So you can make this yucca wall. Which is pretty ridiculous. It should be transparent once. Ooh, nitrate. Alright, let's see. That is so weird. That is really weird. Weird having this like look like burned forest just in the middle of nowhere. What else do we have here? This one has potentially some nice stuff. The junkyard. What else? Let's see what else we're. Oh, we have the construction area. We have 2 junkyards. That's interesting. We have some cinder blocks in the way. Let's see here. We have poppin' pills. We don't really need those then. We have the towers. I like the towers, but they're so bad on the frames. When you start waking up the zombies, you know, just tough. Which is really unfortunate because I think they're a really cool addition. But going through them is just painful. Painful, painful. Let's see here. These are just normal buildings though. Normal buildings. Let's see here. Car. This one might be nice. Get some gas. Let's get some gas. You can never have too much gas when you have augers. Let's get rid of this one. This one we can keep. Alright, let's go out there quickly. See, this one happens when they blow up the barrels inside, which is a little bit annoying. I don't know if there's any barrels in here though. Nope, I don't think so. Alright, let's skip it. Let's see if I can get rid of this stuff. Alright. Ooh. This is interesting. What is this? Is this just a big pile? Is there anything here? That looks really interesting. It's like a big building has been collapsed. Hey, Dark Arrow, welcome. Welcome, welcome. So, food. No, give me a head. Baseball cap. No, I don't need that one. Is there anything under here? Does anyone know? I mean, I'm tempted to dig in a little bit. I think he's sneaking up on me behind. Nope. Doesn't look like it. That's a pity. Would have been cool if you dig in and there's something underneath. I don't know. Alright, let's eat this one. Am I getting heat stroke again? Stripper has nothing. Ooh, lead. Usually there's a lot of the construction workers, at least in my experience. Let's close this one. Oh yeah, I see the construction workers around. All good for making concrete. And that's another thing I find really weird. That you know, you go up here and you go like, oh, there's a fridge bottom here. Where did he come from? It's like, oh, there's a fridge bottom up here. It's like, why would the who would put? Oh, you're trying to sneak up here too, you sneaky. Sneaky. Sometimes they don't make a lot of sound. No. And you can't get up. Alright, that's it. Bam. Alright, let's see if there's here. Oh, a toilet! Of course there would be a toilet here. Why? Who wouldn't put a toilet there? It's like, why? I mean, who would even think about putting a toilet there? Well, apparently the people live while making this place. Let's see, we have... Oh. The construction zombies always have nice loot. Well, not always, but often. Often have nice loot. Let's see what else I can clear out here. I know they got nice stuff up there. Probably try to do the staircase up, even though I know there are... Where am I escaping? There are mines up on the top. Alright, let's do this one. And now they're all falling down. I think this is one of my favorite new POIs, because frame-wise, FPS-wise, it's not too bad. Versus like the towers, which are really terrible. I was doing the Higachi tower or the Dijon tower, it just hits the frame rate so badly, and that's really annoying when you're exploring. Oh, bye bye. Hey, come on, give it to me. See, I'm already getting some stuttering. Just small ones, but... Which one is it like? None. Oh, come on. That's it. So I get a little bit of stuttering on and off even here. When zombies get woken up. That's a little bit annoying at times. So they get woken up all the way up there. Alright. So we can climb up, I believe. Oh, I thought you could climb up. Couldn't you climb up here somewhere? Isn't there a crane? Oh, am I mistaken? I thought you could climb up on the cranes. Or do I remember incorrectly? Anyone remember? Can I climb up on the crane? Because I know there's some... Yeah, it is definitely a maze. Let's do some frames. Frame. Wooden ones. Just to get up here. Maybe there is no frame. I really thought there was a way to climb up the ladders here. But I guess not. I guess not. So let's do the long way then. Let's do the long way. The real way. The intended way. with nothing. Oh yeah, you're supposed to be parkouring here. Because I broke the parkour way. Jump and jump. But again, that's why I agree why this one is fun, because it's sort of like you have to be pretty careful about what you do here. Can I jump down? Yes, King 10. Tin can, not tin can. Oh, get some fuel. Yes, washing machine. Everyone would have a washing machine on the construction, and a toilet. Another toilet, yes. Alright, these ones are the solid ones. I know you get to the bolts that are not solid later on. And a trash compactor, of course. Can I get trade? No, I don't think so. The good thing of making a lot of noise upstairs, downstairs, is that a lot of them wake and fall down and you kill them. At least you don't have them always here. But I think that once I get up here, I think that they are... Yep. Let's see. Here they are too far away. Too far and too dead. Toilets, toilets, that's all they have. Let's see another one. Bye-bye. See ya. Are you coming too? Yes, of course. Are you coming too? Yes. Bye-bye. Oh. Okay. And duct tape. So far, so good. Oh, 8 oil. Good. I really need that. I don't need that. Alright, so this one is right click. Yes. Hello. Alright. Here is always... Nope. Grass, I'll take that. Ooh. See, now they're in there breaking all this stuff. But that can't be helped. Take it. And this is the one that breaks, if I'm not wrong. Yep. The nasty one. Look through here. also has to be reinforced concrete. There they are. It's really annoying when that happens, though. It's really annoying. Let's because you go like, no, it's like, how does it fall with its head inside? Yes, happens all the time. Let's take out these ones. It's like they fall with the head inside something, you can't headshot them anymore. So we can read. Yes. It's like the collision doesn't properly account for it. It's like, yep. It's like, yeah, we know that there's something there, but now we can't be bothered shifting the entity as a result of it. As well. You are so gonna get blasted there. Let's make more frames. I know when I first explored this one, of course, I fell through and I got stuck underneath, so in one of the corners, so I couldn't actually even get out of there. That was really annoying. Oops. Of course, then I died. As expected. Oh, yes. So we should be all right to come down here. Ooh. Let's scrap this one. It's a little bit of a waste, but ooh. Scrap and take the rest. Ooh. This one scrap. And this one and nothing. Well, that's pretty good though. See, this is why this one, you know, even early on, right? You come here, you end up getting a chainsaw. I mean, that's pretty good loot, even by itself. See, this one is. Radiated feral cop. Thank you. He's a little bit tougher to do anything with. A normal cop would have been okay, but a radiated one, not my favorite. See if we can get up from the side though. What's going to happen here though is that it's going to fall down. it's just blasting away, which is fine. They used to be rare, but now they are quite common. Yes, an oven. Oh, I have this one try. And another toilet. Yes, just what I needed. Hello. The turds. Oh, stop moving. So there's a cop and a radiator cop, right? And a feral something else. Yes. Oh, hello. Did he fall down? Yep, I guess so. I think he fell all the way down. Nice. Fall trap! Instant fall trap. And you, bam. Come this way. I shot him in the arm and he fell over. Oh. No. Please don't destroy my loot. See, now, if I had been clever enough... Then you put hay bales at the bottom. So you just jump down. I always intend to do that, and I always forget that I intend to do that. Oh, and this one. I also keep hitting that one. I think we should be pretty okay here. Unless something comes and bites us in the butt. Oh, those are good because those are really expensive to make. Actually, let's do that. Oh, I didn't know gas barrels could come up here. Actually, that's interesting. That sounds dangerous. Oven. It's true. I mean, if you see, and if you look at my base build, I sort of try to mitigate that by not having anywhere that they can bash. Oh, battery. Let's. But you can't entirely get rid of that problem because they can always fall in. Oh, that's not what I wanted. This one I'll take. So I tried to at least give it too deep, but they can definitely get through. That's the problem. You know, they'll fall into one block and then the next block there'll be, I think there's nothing left here. Then the block below it. And this is where you have all these mines as well. See if I put hay bales. So yes, you have to make them deep, or you just make it such that it's unlikely that they're going to want to access. I mean, if you look at the side of my walls, they could theoretically break the. Yes, they could break the. No. The walls in multiple places, but they tend to try to go towards the player as much as they can. And if you build it the right way, how did I get up here actually? I was here. I hope I don't meet any radiated feral cop here. What are you doing here? Yes. Please die. Oh, there he is. He is still around. Good idea to loot at night? No. I hate looting at night. It's a... Why is this fine that way? Looting at night is dangerous. It's very dangerous. So where's my bike? I thought I made a hole over there. Okay. Alright, let's... Wait. Where's my bike? Is it over here? Phew! I thought my bike was destroyed. I was like getting a bit worried there. Alright, we're gonna make it back to our base. And we're not gonna worry about the stupid cop. Those are so tough to kill unless you keep getting headshots. Sorry. You know there's an ammo box inside the control? No, I didn't. And now you tell me? Now you tell me? Should we try to get up there? We do have a little bit of time. But then we're gonna have to pillar up. We're not gonna go up all that way. But we could pillar up. I'm sure he doesn't see us, right? What the... We shall do it. No, actually, I had no idea there was one. But I guess that would sort of make sense because there is... It's in there, right? Because there are mines there. No, no. No, 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 no. Ouch. Try one was a failure. You've got to be kidding me. All right. Try number 2. That was painful. I thought I was going to die. Alright. We're still alive. Whew, better drink something. Couldn't build because there was a glass jar in the way. Broken leg. Was that worth it? Probably not, but... Oh! No, 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 no. Alright. Broken leg, if I get a splint, it's not too bad. If I'd fallen down there again, that would have been annoying though. Alright. Let's get on the mini bike. At least we got the the 12 7.72 rounds. Not that those are that interesting, but better than nothing. Whew. I really thought I was going to die though, falling that far, but I guess having armor helps. When I come back, my new armor should be done as well. Let's see how much that mitigates. Painful for the leg though. Very painful. See, this is where you really want to make sure you have a mini bike. I mean, if you don't have a mini bike, exploring far away is just painful because you end up well, you can, I guess you can drink beer and run all the way back, but you're not going to carry nearly as much loot, and you probably just end up holding up somewhere to be safe. And I think that's a little bit more boring. At least with a mini bike, you can just, you know, get on the mini bike and you drive back home. So that's really makes it easier. That's a nice town. Too bad that's in the wasteland. And night has fallen. So we're not going to be doing the Horde night today. I'll probably end up going back and splinting my leg a little bit, and that's probably going to be it for today's stream. If I do have a time, I'll be streaming tomorrow at the same time again, and then we'll be doing the Horde night then. Because I don't want to spend another 2.5 hours. It's going to be way too late. It's already 3 AM here in Singapore. And I don't think staying up until 5 AM plus is going to do me any good. I do have other things to do tomorrow as well. But at least we managed to clear out the construction site. We managed to escape with only a broken leg. That's not too bad. Could be a lot worse. Could be a broken neck, especially from that long fall. I was a little bit surprised that it only took like, what, 50 health off. But I guess that could be due to all the armor. That is mitigating something like 50%. Because I suspect that will also mitigate... Ooh, you are so lucky. I suspect that it's also going to be mitigating fall damage. Even though it's a little bit weird that armor will mitigate fall damage. But I'll take it. If it keeps me alive, and only with a broken leg. And a faster mini bike would be nice though. So what's the max speed of the mini bike? Does anyone know? Is it 18? 20? What's the fastest it'll go? I haven't actually tested that out. I know, Glork, you said that you had 18, right? Stop. Don't jump too much. Three-point turn. Almost. Not a very elegant one, though. Yes. Alright. Let's go in. Let's drop off some things inside. Food, no food. A little bit of each though. Battery. Thinking about starting to scrap some of these batteries just to get the lead. So I don't think I'll be using the really bad ones anyway. The brass is good. That really is always useful. The oil is nice. Do I have? Yep. Putting this one in doesn't hurt. Extra chainsaw. Nah, but it gives an engine at least, so that's, I guess, alright. 20, okay. 90 mechanical parts, well, that could be worse. I do have a... Oh, I need to get the splint. Let's get a splint. Use, yes. Oh. So let's see here. 1 hour, so that's real time, which is almost a day. So I do extra rockets. It's good because I bought a rocket launcher in the trader. And that really is nice. I was having some rockets before, but I couldn't get enough parts to make a whole rocket launcher. So I'm decided that I should just buy one. Buy one so that I have one. Let's drop off this one. It's so annoying to walk around with a broken leg because it feels like you're like stuck in something because it's so slow. Alright, let's drink this one. Any soup? Yes. Soup. Can of peas, yes. Can of miso. Can of stock, no. Lamb rations. How bad is food poisoning? It's actually not too bad. I mean, what I always did in previous alphas and this one as well is that if you don't have any food, save all the old sham sandwiches. Actually, you can even eat the rotting flesh. I mean, if you look at this one, right, the old sham sandwich gives 15 fullness, and you're going to get food poisoning, right? Rotting flesh is going to give minus 20 stamina and hydration, and you definitely going to get food poisoning, but it gives 10 fullness, right? So, you know, if you just chomp these ones down and you just wait it out during the nighttime, it's okay. And it's better than starving to death. But of course, if you can, find anything else, it's better not to. But if you really have no food, then I definitely would eat even in the rotten flesh. Now, what you don't want to do is that you don't want to drink the murky water, because that'll give you dysentery, and dysentery will kill you. Food poisoning will not kill you, which is a little bit weird. I always thought it was a peculiar thing, that if you drink murky water, you're gonna die. Because you die from dysentery. But if you eat, rotten flesh, no, it's alright. Your stomach can take it, you'll be having some food poisoning for a while, but then it'll pass. And it's just a weird mechanic. Because you would have imagined that eating all this rotten flesh would kill you, but nope, it won't. Alright, so I have a little bit of lead. Yes, you can. It's not very tasty though, and it will injure you. I'll show you. Do I have any broken glass? I might not even have any broken glass. Nope, no broken glass. But yes, you can, but it'll damage you. So it's not recommended. If you have nothing else to eat, I guess you can, but it wouldn't satisfy your hunger. So it's definitely not something that is recommended. Don't eat too much of the snowberries. If you eat the snowberries, it will give you snowberry poisoning, and people have been known to die from it. Just eating the yucca is probably the easiest, because you can find those wherever. You just go and pick up, 20 yuccas, and you'll have 60 fullness, and your stamina is going to go up as you're running around anyway. Ooh, cornmeal. Then we can make more of the fuel. And why don't I get the... Why would you eat glass? You're very hungry or very stupid. Gas can... Oh, animal fat, sorry. I think you have to be very hungry to be eating that. Alright. This one. And this one. Let's do this as well. Bam, bam, bam. I'm gonna go barrel, gas barrel. Desperate times desperate measure, very desperate. Considering I don't think it gives you any fullness. So, alright, so now we have about 53 protection. Usual zombie stuff is these two. I don't know if it's the same or always, but anyway, so 53, 56. So where? Okay, so it's 55, so it's not extreme, it's just a little bit better. I think I need to get better night vision goggles, bandana, helmet, because they bring down the average. But let's do these ones. All three, wow. What about these ones? 5? What kind of nonsense is this? Oh, that's a lot of extra time. Let's just put in enough to like this. I'll get the stuff back at least. And this one is making the barrels. I don't know why the barrels take so long to create. Because you do that on your own, you just, it takes forever to finish. And this one is doing well. And I can drop off that one. Cool. So let's see. Oh yeah, see, we have our light. What? So it's nighttime. Oh yeah, I should fix that one. Alright. So I put in this one. And electrical relay. So let's do start time at 9. So I put one solar bank down. It only gives me 24 power, but I have my battery bank, which is supplying obviously more. Now the question is whether that one will recharge during the daytime, but so it's only going to be active during the nighttime, 9 to 5. So if I go down here, if I go down here and fall down and break my legs, see the lights here on. So it's on the timer. And these ones are also on. And these ones are also on. And I'm going to put the splint on. Now don't tell me it's going to be another hour. Yep, another hour and 15 minutes. So now you know, splinted leg, 1 hour and 15 minutes. I don't know, I don't know where that's actually restarted. So at least I got light. Yes. So let's remove a little bit of these ones. Let's put this one back actually. This is here. Right. So we have a little bit of light during the daytime. And here we should be alright. Here we should be fine. Do we need this one? We'll take one of this one. Alright. This looks so weird. Right. So at least we have the business glass here, so it's nice. I'm gonna have to paint. I'm gonna have to find some nice flooring material here. I haven't decided what to do. So at least this gives sort of like a panoramic view of everything. I wonder how it looks from below though. It's not too bad. I mean, it's obviously a little bit of an overhang. I guess I could have made plates. No, I couldn't. Plates then wouldn't give me the rounded one. Okay, so that's no way around that then. And I know we talked about this previously, so I have to decide what kind of windows am I going to put here. So these are the purchased windows that the traders, right? They're whitish and they're quite see-through. They're not as dark as these ones. Can't tell very much, but these ones are darker, like gray-black kind of things. The panes, these ones I think are a bit more see-through. These are the wooden windows that you can craft normally. You have the business panes, which are these ones. Of course, you can put this in the middle as well. You know, they're both. And these are the broken panes, which looks a little bit weird. So what's your preference? What do you guys think I should be putting? I put nothing here, okay. If they're not turned on from the solar bank, no, solar bank has to be turned on, otherwise it will not. It will not be charging. I don't think the battery bank has to be turned on itself, because that's only affecting the output of the battery bank. So if I turn this one off, I think it will still charge during the daytime, but it will not discharge. So my FPS seems to be okay with the solar bank. It might have dropped a few, but it's not really in the, I mean, it's not half the frames or anything. So maybe with one, maybe it depends on whether it's daytime or nighttime. And we have this little fireplace. We have to cover this up with something. And we have our toilet, and I have to, it's a little bit dark in here. Oh, this one can't. I can put this one there though. Alright, that looks nice. A little bit more bright in here. So I put the wooden windows here. So what does everyone think? Should I go with these windows? Or should I go with the business pane? But that looks, I don't know, it looks like there's nothing there. That's a problem. They're nice for looking through, but then again it gets quite dark anyway. These ones are a little bit too basic. I sort of like these ones, or the business pains. These ones are out of the questions. Oh, now we have glass. So it causes internal bleeding. So let's eat it. Let's do it for science. So it says health -10 and internal bleeding. Yes. So we're bleeding internally for, I guess, like 8 seconds. Ooh. No, I survived. But internal bleeding is really bad. If you saw, it just dropped so fast. If I hadn't had 190 health points, then yes, then I would have been dead. It almost would kill me. You have to have a very hearty stamina to be able to eat glass without dying. Real men eat glass. Stupid real men eat glass. Actually, I didn't think it was going to do that much damage that fast. When I saw it was like 8 seconds, I'm like, yeah, this should be alright. But then I saw the health just drop, and it's like, that's pretty fast. So at least we didn't die from that one. We do need a little bit of health boost. Let's use some low cream. How am I on food? We can waste one of these. So I should have taken the poll. In case you need it. I should have taken the poll before I ate whether you guys would think I was going to die or not. That would have been interesting. So let's make sure I fill up my first aid kits here. I need more of the blood bags so I can make more. Low cream is pretty good for healing though. I mean, as long as you just make it in batches, then you know. And it's like recipes, a low cream, bam, 10. And you have 100 health there. I don't suicide. I refuse. I refuse to die. I leave that to other people. So how much lead do you get from one car battery? Let's see. 1 lead. And I got 1749. That's... Oh, that's not a lot. That's actually quite bad. That's like 150, 160? That's really bad. That's not worth it. That's definitely not worth melting down the batteries. Anyway, good to know. I have another solar bank. I know solar cells, so that one is out of the question. Of course, I'm too hot, and then I'm going to be too cold. Alright, at least I survived. I survived eating glass for science. Anyway, so we're now day 42, 2:30 a.m. So I think I'm gonna wind it down here so that I have the full day to do defense planning and stocking up and stuff like that before the horde of day 42, which I might do tomorrow at the same time, at least same starting time. So I do appreciate everyone coming around to chat and keep me company and provide your guidance and telling me to eat glass and kill myself. That was very kind of you. No fullness though, so I was still hungry afterwards. But yeah, only eat the glass if you have a very high wellness and you have plenty of healing, well, first aid kits. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad day. And then you're going to lose your wellness, which is a little bit annoying. But fortunately, I survived. So I hope everyone have an excellent and wonderful Saturday. And hopefully I'll catch everyone tomorrow for Horde Night, which is going to be really, really interesting. So my game stage right now. Game stage. Hey. Why was my okay? My game stage right now is 689, but I'm effectively almost doubling my game stage in the config file, so it'll probably be over 1,000. So we'll be having a 1,000 plus game stage for the fight tomorrow. Because I usually go in and boost this one. Last time we fought the Horde, it was like game stage 900, so it'll probably be like maybe 1,100. So it'll definitely be higher, but I'll see. I'll do that change before the Horde tomorrow. So oh, there we go. So thanks everyone. Yeah, I'm gonna go turn off and I'm gonna go feed my newborn baby. Well, newborn 2 months old baby, and then I'm gonna go sleep. So thanks everyone. Have a good one. I'll catch you next time.